What's up, people? Rob Barrington here for another weekly tournament, and I'm being put to my to my test on board one here. This is a flat 14 count, folks, and in a realistic situation, I would just be opening this a club pretty much 100% of the time. In a robot tournament, I stretch a point basically almost every time. Now, this is not necessarily right. The reason I do it is number one, I find it helpful against the robots to keep them from bidding. A lot of times when you open a no trump, they're not going to bid. Now, there are exceptions to this. We've actually seen something reasonably recently that showed us the error of our ways, where if we had opened a spade, they might not have bid. And when you open a no trump, they get a two suited bid to make. But in the long run, I found this strategy is helpful to me and to other players that feel like they can play no trump reasonably well. Because the downside of this is you're going to be playing maybe an uncomfortable one no trump pretty frequently. Here we get a transfer to spades. We don't mind playing that contract. In this situation, I don't want you to confuse your shape for your partners. You might think here, oh, well, we get to play at the 3 level and I only have 14 points and I'm totally flat with my shape, which all these things are true. The diamond suit, however, might be wide open in this situation. You don't know. You don't need to have stoppers complete in your hand or completely throughout your hand to settle on 3 no trump. But remember that partner transferred for a good reason. They have a 5-card spade suit at least. The fact that they bid 3 no trump suggests that they're also somewhat balanced, right? Which is maybe a reason to pass. And honestly, I might be talking myself into it right now. But in the long run, and I've already done one thing kind of minus EV in the long run, opening a flat 14 here in general, right? Just in general, when you find an 8-card major suit fit, even in this situation, even when you're flat, just play in the major, folks. If this one's really wrong, oh well. But as we can see, this is not too bad. It would have been okay in no trump, I suppose. Looks like we're getting an opening lead of a low spade. Now, that could still be king third over there, folks. So we can't necessarily know we're getting a beautiful spade break, but let's take a look at the rest of this hand. And let me just show you how I would think about this in general. The lead is interesting. It's the 3 of spades. I would guess for the robot especially, this could be shortness. But in the long run, I wouldn't expect this to be a singleton just because that's usually a really bad lead. When you have a singleton trump, you usually don't want to lead it. The robots, unfortunately, go against this rule pretty much regularly. So if it's king fourth over here, we're always going to lose a spade. If it's king third over here, king small, small, or maybe even king fourth, that's not the worst lead for their purposes either. It's a reasonable choice sometimes with this sort of length. I would say, at least at this point, it feels like it's more of a singleton than anything else. But let's just look at the rest of our losers here. It doesn't look like we have any losers in hearts because we're going to be able to take the ace and the king, and then that side's out of hearts. Clubs, we have 1 loser, right? Maybe 0, to be honest. If they lead the suit for us, or if the queen jack are here and we have a way to finesse it, that's great. The diamond suit is either 1 or 2 losers, actually, right? So it looks like if we can keep the losers to what we have and we don't lose any more than, we don't lose any spades, we're going to do okay. If we lose a spade, we may have to find a trick elsewhere. So first things first, I'm going to see what's going on. I'm going to play the queen of spades. I'm going to play low again, right? And there it is, right? So now we know spades are 4-1 and righty has 4 spades. So that is a time where we always know we're going to lose to the king. And now the question is, what do we play? And the answer is, I'm not even sure. I would kind of like them to play to be playing diamonds for me, or not diamonds for me, clubs for me at some point. So I'm going to draw one more round of trump. I'm not going to be roughing in my hand. I want you guys all to see that. I'm totally flat. And at this point, maybe I would have preferred to be playing in 3 no trump, to be honest. That might be a good score for the people here. So here, when we win this ace of spades, I'm just going to actually play a diamond to the jack. And this is what I want to see. I love seeing the ace hop up there. It's a little helpful. Heart back. I'm going to play low, let them surrender in honor here. There's the jack. Very nice. All right. I would love to rough out a heart at this point. And here you might be able to do that. We might be able to rough out the heart and make it good. Or we just may be able to use the entirety of that trump suit over there. Let's take a look. Ace of hearts. Boom, boom. We'll play a club back to our ace. We're going to rough another heart here. And there it is, folks. We've just roughed out the heart suit completely. So now, not completely, but we roughed out the queen and the jack of hearts. It's pretty amazing. We know righty still has the king of that club suit over there. So here It's not the king of the spade suit over there. So we're gonna play the king of clubs. We're gonna play the 10 of hearts, pitching a club. And here they're probably going to stick us in dummy, and we're going to have to lead a diamond. I'm okay with this one here, folks. Sticking us in dummy, making us cash the king of diamonds. If the queen of diamonds is on side, maybe we had a chance to finesse it later. It was, unfortunately, so maybe we have a chance to make 5, but I'll take 4 spades making 4. I'm a little worried about 3-no trump doing okay here. Let's just take a quick look at this as I... All right, here it is, folks. So this is a time where... If we passed 3-no trump right here, folks, if we just let that go, what are they going to lead? They're probably going to lead a diamond. We'll win it in our hand with the 10. We're probably going to want to take a spade finesse, but we're not going to really have the guts to do it. Maybe we'll play ace of spades, spade. We'll get 4 spades. We'll get 2 hearts. We'll probably get 2 diamonds. That's 8 and 2 clubs for 10. So maybe we really needed to go for 5 here. I'm kind of happy to get just a game score in on this one, opening with 14, 1-no trump. Maybe other sides don't get the game. I'd say a lot of the pros are either going to be playing 3-no trump or 4 spades like this. If they bailed up a low game, they didn't get a good score. I guess we'll find out in just a few short moments with our provisional result. But let's jump back in and see what we can do on board 2 here. Okay, that is 19, right? All right, let's go the same route. Kind of upgrading by 1 point. We do not have a 4-card major. Ooh, this should be Smolin here, folks, which was 5 spades and 4 hearts. I'm undauntedly going to bid 3-no trump. I'm okay with my minor suit holdings. I'd be happy if they actually led a club against me. So here, this is an interesting one. Wow, we're going to have some entry problems over there for this hand. Let's see that 10 of spades. No, too bad. All right, so I'm going to win the king of spades. I'm going to play the ace of hearts. And sorry, I'm going way too fast, folks. Let me just look at my winner account first, right? So here, I already have, and this reminds me to do something very important. I'm glad I'm having this discussion right now. Remember to put the trick counter up there. So we already have 1 in the bank. If we unblock hearts here and find a way over to dummy, we are in fact going to take 3 heart tricks, right? So we have 1 in the bank. We're going to take 3 hearts, and we can end up taking 2 more spades. And we can end up taking 2 clubs, right? So that's 3, 5, 7. That's only 8 tricks. If the spades break evenly, it's going to be 10 tricks. I'm not sure how likely that is. I mean, when they lead the spade here, I have no idea what the heck that is. But we have to recognize we don't really have any ways over to that dummy that are super safe at this point, right? We can overtake this queen of hearts with the king. But now we'll be setting up heart tricks for them, and we would have to unblock the spade first. I'm unblocking hearts here, and that club pitch is not leaving a lot to be desired there. So this is an interesting one because really we're in a little bit of an interesting spot, right? We can go about this in a number of ways, but none of them are really super attractive. I could lead a low club from my hand, but then I would just be honestly getting rid of the only entry I might have back to my hand. They can do some damage to us in diamonds, probably, it looks like. And the question is, how do we kind of take the most amount of tricks? Well, I think we take the most amount of tricks by hoping the spades are going to be somewhat beneficial to us. However, seeing that right-hand opponent just showed up with a 6-card heart suit, we're really maybe hoping for a lot for them to have 3 spades, right? Which is what we kind of need them to have for this line of play to be working. Let's see what happens. I'm going to have to do it. It's the only thing I can see, and there it is, folks. At least we know the 10 of spades is to our left, and there are several of those spades there. So maybe we can engineer a way to not have to worry about this. So I like winning these clubs, right? They've already pitched a club to my left, I believe. So here, I'm definitely going to win the king of clubs. Now we know lefty had 5 spades, righty had 6 hearts. I certainly don't want to be the one leading diamonds myself. That could just lead to a lot of losers. However, I kind of have finesse positions in a lot of these suits. The one thing I'm worried about is right-hand opponent knocking out hearts and getting in again, right? That could happen if I lead a low diamond from this point. But I'm going to risk it and hope that we get something reasonable here. That's the worst case, all right? And here's the second worst case. They just fire back a heart right away. Okay, let's see what they pitch to my left. I'm actually going to pitch a club. And they're pitching a club to my left as well. There's the king of hearts. Oh, this is so brutal, folks. Let's play a diamond. Let's hope that this puts lefty on lead for the rest of the time. Nope. We needed to duck that maybe, let them win the jack. Maybe the suit blocks. They're going to cash hearts now. This is pretty brutal. All right, there's a heart. And there's another one. And we'll get this club. And we have no other tricks unless the diamond is good. Yay, the diamond was good. I didn't even count. They were 3-3. All right, so that's minus 100 here. This was not breaking really well enough for us to have a great amount of success without guessing something absolutely ridiculous. I think I may have done better in the long run by just cashing the jack of spades, cashing the hearts and the spades, and just exiting something like maybe that low club we were thinking about. It's a weird situation, but the queen jack third of clubs right here is pretty awesome, right? If we did end up leading a low club and finding our way back to this hand, either in diamonds or in clubs themselves, we end up taking a whole bunch of tricks as well. So I don't know what that's going to be, folks. I don't know. I don't know how good this start is. The first board seems like it might be bad if people bid 3-0, but there might be people not in game. This last one is a tough hand to deal with. I mean, 3-0 trump. If we open a club, it's going to go a spade by partner, and we're going to end up bidding 2-0, and we're going to get the game in a different way. They may have something different to do here, and there's always ways. Like if they let a club, it would have been a little helpful for us, right? We probably could scrape together 9 tricks there, but doing anything else makes it much, much more difficult. Look at this. We keep creeping up in value. This is 22. I hate this bid by the robot. Come on, man. Why are you taking no trump away from me? It's just so ridiculous. Whatever. I bid 3 no trump. This is quantitative invite to 7. Well, I like my hand, so I'm going to bid 7 no trump. I have a 5-card diamond suit. I have 22, not the maximum, and the robots are helping here with the lead. Although maybe they didn't help too much, I guess, if lefty has 4 diamonds. But let's take a moment, folks, and count our winners. And we might be short one, so we need some diamond help or some sort of help otherwise. So here we go, folks. We took the first trick, and we have 4 heart tricks, and we have 4 club tricks, and we're going to take at least 2 more diamonds and 1 spade. That is 8, 10, 11. That is only 12 tricks, folks. We need a 13th. Where's it going to come from? Well, most likely diamonds. I don't really want them to know they're coming from diamonds, but I might not really have a choice because I'm going to have to enter this dummy at some point. I'm not going to be able to cash everything before I do so. My goodness. So let's play the ace of clubs. Let's play the king of clubs. I don't necessarily want to play any diamonds and let them know what's going on. I mean, they already know the king is in this hand, so we can afford to unblock at least at this point. But now is the time where we really are going to need to see them pitch something or just have this suit break evenly for us. So we're going to play that. We're going to play the jack of hearts. And we're going to play the 10 of hearts. And now the question is, what do we pitch from dummy? Well, we can afford to pitch a diamond, folks. This is the really interesting part. I just need 2 pitches over there, right? And I have 2 good diamonds if the queen falls, or if the queen falls to our left. It seems unlikely, but maybe they're 3-3, and that's going to happen for us, and that's beautiful. But all we really need is 2 cards, right? We need to pitch those 2 spades. So here we can afford to pitch a diamond. And then when we cross over to the club, we will play our ace of diamonds, and we will hope for the best. We didn't see it to our left, and we certainly didn't see it to our right. So now the only chance is in spades. I'm going to hope for maybe singleton jack somewhere. Maybe that'll help us out with the king on side. It didn't happen. Darn. I hope that wasn't singleton king. I think that's king jack to our right. Yeah, the diamond's gone there. All right, down 1. That's going for too much here. I hate the way the robot bids these hands, so I'm just going to throw that out there. If the robot just bids 2 diamonds, lets us bid 2 no. And then they can go ahead and bid slam. They can make this same sort of raise here and not have to deal with this sort of thing. It's unfortunate that, the diamond suit didn't necessarily set up. We did buy a nice lead. Unfortunately, West was smartly ducking this queen of spades, and there's just nothing we can do to come to 12 tricks unless they give us a free finesse in spades, right? So here, 1 too many, 6 no trump would be just fine, and that's a lesson for you, folks. So this is a pretty good one that I usually will tell you. I say you don't want to play Grand Slam unless you can really count to all 13 tricks. Here, we took a shot because the robot, I rarely ever see them make this bid. Took a shot with the extra length and diamonds and ended up not being right. 6 is enough. All right. A club, 3 spades. This is an easy 3-no trump bid, folks. I could double for sure. But if I don't have a heart fit, I'm going to be playing 4 of a minor. Partner's going to be bidding that without the knowledge that we have the ability to stop spades. So here, I look at partner's hearts. It's amazing. They probably owe us a 4 heart bet after 3 now. I'm not going to lie. But I'm not unhappy here. This is actually quite a lovely hand. Let's play this ace. Let's take a club finesse, folks. That's our source of tricks on this one. Looks like King Jack 10 to our left. We can afford pretty much anything over there. And that's why I'm going to play the ace of clubs. And I'm going to surrender a club trick to him. Let's hope they return a spade. We'll pitch a diamond. No, they're going to cash a diamond first. Smart move, Mr. Robot. Oh, they did switch to a spade there, though. We'll take that. And now we're going to play a low spade to the king. If the hearts are gonna break, we'll find out later. We don't want to let them necessarily know we have everything over here. There's my 8 of clubs. I'll pitch that. There's my 5 of clubs. I'm gonna pitch a diamond. There's my 2 of clubs. I'm gonna pitch another diamond. If hearts are breaking, we're in business. If not, that's my 9th trick, folks. Wish I was in 4 hearts, folks. If I double, I get there. If not, we play 3-no trump. Right, so this is a weird one. My problem with this, and the frequent problem with this auction, give it a second till it populates here. 1 club by our partner, 3 spades on my right. You know, the problem with doubling is, what if partner has 2 small hearts and 3 small spades and just good minor suit cards and a 13 or 14 count? What do? Well, they're stuck. They can't be bidding 3-no trump themselves for fear of playing it there without a stopper, and they can't be bidding 4 of a suit with a lot of confidence, but it's their only choice. Right? So in a situation like this, for fear of missing a really good 3-no when it's here with this good of a stopper load, I want to bid 3-no. I think partner, knowing I'm balanced, can offer up another alternative when they're 6-5, right? Usually you're not going to in that seat. You're going to trust partner. Here with extraordinary shape, I wouldn't blame you for bidding, Mr. Robot. But we will go to bed with that score. I think that's probably the best we can do on that lead as well, right? If they lead a spade, can we make more? Yeah, we're just making 9 tricks. Okay. Looks good to me. I'll take it. That's the one board I feel somewhat confident about, even though we did miss a 4-heart game. So here, partner opens a club, and we have a beautiful 17 count. All right, let's bid a diamond. Partner bids a heart. Here, we're going to make a 4th suit forcing bid. There we go. Okay, so the robot has 2 ways they define this. 2 spades would be natural and forcing and game forcing. This is 4th suit forcing, and it denies 4 spades. So here, we're going to have a nice slow route to, what's 2 clubs here? What's 2 diamonds? All right, we'll give him a little bit of this. I want to show a better than normal hand. So there's 3 diamonds, 11 to 14, though. We just have 17. We haven't figured out. We know partner has a spade stopper because they bid a no trump in response to this. But really, I don't necessarily want to be playing 6 of a minor here on this sort of shaped hand, so this seems right. All right, perfect. So let's count our winners again, folks. We have 2 spades, 3 hearts as long as we unblock this suit, 2 clubs, and for now, only 2 diamonds. Right? 3, 5, 7, that's 9. That's making that 3 for sure. Now is the time for extra tricks. Where are the extra tricks going to come from, folks? Well, almost assuredly diamonds. Maybe a heart. Maybe even a club. Right? Those are the extra spots, but we know the most extra tricks are coming from diamonds, so here's your recipe forever. You count your winners. You see where your extra tricks are going to come from, and wherever the most extra tricks are going to come from, you lead that suit. The only time you might disobey this rule is if you need to get to the other side to play the suit properly. So let's say I won the spade in the south hand instead of the north hand on this one. I would try to find a way up here so I could take my diamond finesse, right? So first things first, though, I'm going to cross. No, I'm not going to cross over. I'm just going to play the 10 of diamonds and hook this sucker here. And that gives me another entry to that side as well. Here goes. They're clearing the spade suit out here. And now I'm going to play every single diamond that I have. And I'm going to do this because I don't want to let them know I have the king, queen of hearts, or the king of clubs in the north hand. Excuse me, the ace of hearts or the king of clubs in the north hand. I just want to continue playing these cards and make them make difficult decisions and make my decisions very, very simple. So the only thing I'm looking for is either an extra heart or an extra club here, folks. So here's what I can do. I can throw away those four clubs or those two clubs from this side of the table. And it also induces them a little bit. Hey, if he's throwing those clubs, he's not going to use those. Now I can play hearts, and I'm going to get the biggest bang for my buck here. I'm going to play another heart to this one. If the 10 falls, it's over, right? It's chicken dinner time. But if it doesn't, I still have a play in that heart suit, or that club suit, excuse me. 10 didn't fall. Here comes the 7 of clubs. And now if it's good, it's good. If it's not, we just didn't take an extra trick, but that's okay. We did our best to do so. And I don't think that 9 of hearts was good. Let me go check. I hope I didn't just lose a trick when I could have cashed it here. Ooh, that next hand. That little peek at that next hand looks pretty decent here. No, there's the 10 of hearts. Okay, good. They never throw it. Okay, great. But we're testing for it, right? If the 10 falls, boom. If the 10 doesn't fall and they pitched enough clubs on the way back, I'm going to get to test that next, right? So here it is. And if for some reason they pitched a spade, it would have been just as good. But here we took the max and we gave ourselves every chance. That's what we're trying to do on all the hands. And that's the recipe, folks. Count your winners, what suit the extra trick's going to come from, and then take the maximum. Right, very nice. Next hand's a good hand. Wow. This might be strong enough hand-wise to open 2 clubs, but when you're 2 suited like this, you need room to discuss, right? And holy mackerel. Wow, this is another time where I want to teach the robot how to play Exclusion Blackwood, because I can 5 diamonds here, and then reasonable expert partnership would ask for key cards outside of diamonds, and I would maybe try to bid a Grand Slam in hearts. Here, I'm tempted to bid 4 diamonds, but I think my hand is just, I don't want to chew up that much bidding from this side of the table. I want to see what partner does. And now, God, I'm just going to bid 6 hearts. I want to try to play, well, I'll bid 4 no trump. If partner gives me 2 key cards and the queen, that's not the worst thing. Okay, so they only have 1 or 4 key cards. I mean, let's hope we have enough. All right, the 1 or 4 was in diamonds for sure, so that's not the best thing. But, I mean, we're going to get a free finesse here, and we're going to have a heart hook for making 7, so that's not too bad. All right, so we're going to pitch a club. There it is. And now I'm going to take a heart finesse, folks. I'm going to play the queen of hearts. We're hoping we're not getting a terrible, terrible spot here. And I don't need... Notice, no, I probably will need to rough this. So am I going to be able to rough this safely and get to my hand? Wow, this is a tough one. Interesting problem here, folks. I guess I can just rough out spades as well for an extra trick. So I'm going to win ace of diamonds. I'm going to pitch a club again. I'm now going to play a heart to the ace. Thank goodness it broke. Now I can play a heart to the jack. Now, notice I can pitch a club on a spade, but I also want to pitch that last diamond. I wanted to rough it, but that might have created problems. As long as spades are no worse than 4-2, we're going to be just fine. And here's how I know it, folks. Here's them breaking badly. I'm going to pitch my club. They're 4-2. Here's me roughing that 4th one out. Here's me with a club entry to that ace of clubs. I can't believe I'm talking like this. Here's me. And here is a good spade trick. And that goes... bye-bye for that diamond, and now I just have a trump and a diamond left. Okay, we made a slam this time. Now, I wish I only bid 6 no trump on board 3 now. Come on, partner. All right, so this is great. This is a very good lesson for you, too. Your hand's amazing, right? This hand, south hand, is so strong, but don't get tied to playing your suits, right? So many people want to bid clubs and go back to spades, right? You found an 8-card or longer heart fit. It's amazing. Your spades and clubs are going to be amazing, and as we saw, they certainly were. And we found our way to a nice, easy 6 heart game there. Let's go back to hand number 7, penultimate board here. Now we're 2-suited in the reds, right? We were 2-suited in the blacks. Now we're 2-suited in the reds. Almost as good a hand as well. A better major suit for sure. It's an easy 4 heart bid. Don't get too excited, folks. Partner only raised to 2. Even though we may make 6 on this one. Look at this. It's kind of crazy. I'm gonna get to rough it. Oh, I was gonna say I would get to rough this diamond suit out, but that's all she wrote, folks. Now I do wish I bid slam on that, but that's a real hard slam to get to. And I tell you, when you bid that way, you're probably going to get it wrong so often. I'm going to back up this tournament with two 14.1 no trump openings. I started this way. I might as well end this way. I went two diamonds showing the majors. Two no trump was just a relay to clubs. East is taking a preference for the majors, and we're playing it there. When they show two suits, folks, we try to lead trump as much as possible. This is not for this hand over here. We're about to see 5-5 or only 5-4 in the majors. What we really want is for this hand not to be able to rough things, right? So the more trumps we can get out of that hand, the less damage they can do. Oh my God, our partner had the Queen of Hearts. Let's go. Yes, sirree, Mr. Robot. Oh, and the club switch. You stop it, Mr. Robot. You're too good. All right, here goes that last round of trump. We got to score the ace and the queen of trump. I think righty probably had three because they took a clear preference. So I guess we would have been better to lead a low trump. That would have been the more efficient play, but we get the robot to get it wrong anyway. Should I have cashed the ace of clubs? Maybe. Now that I see this. We'll find out, though. I think we're probably going to get a spade trick at some point here. Maybe not, though. I'm going to really hate myself if I could have just pitched a club. There we go. Right now, let's. All right, I'll just take more spade tricks instead. He's tied to that hand now, folks. He can't get anywhere else, right? So now we get two spades, and then he'll ruff a club. I think if I had cashed another club, he can probably just pitch another spade, right? At some point, but whatever. We'll see. Down two, I'll take it. Let's see what that provisional result is going to look like, and then we can take a look at the rest of the results. But here it is. Ooh, wow, that was a fast provisional. 54.4. And I started so slowly. Let's take a look, though. The first one's a surprisingly high score. I'm kind of shocked that this is so good just because, I mean, I guess, yeah. No one's going to open my hand to no trump, so I think a lot of people just didn't get the game. I'm a little, I in hindsight on this particular hand, I wish that I had kept it in 3 no trump. However, in the long run, just this was more of me showing you the best way to do it in real life, which is play your major, right? Play your major. Don't try to guess these situations because honestly, we could have just as easily guessed it wrong. The one thing I will tell you, though, is that when you see partner transfer and then bid 3 no trump, they're supposed to have a hand more like this, right? If they had an outside 4-card suit, a singleton, they should be bidding that suit for you at the 3 level and kind of showing you it that way. So here, knowing they're somewhat balanced, this is a time where you might consider it. But look at what partner's tabling. They're tabling perfect stoppers. These cards are on side, so these things are going well for us. This next one, I could do better on this. If I unblock my major suits and just make a lead, I think I just do better. Here we bid one too many here on this 7 no trump contract. Here again, we could play hearts, folks. That's the penalty for not playing hearts, right? On board number 4, 39.2. And then I kind of righted the ship in these last 4 boards. And I don't know if you watch this video, if you can see my confidence level. Around here, my confidence level is below par for sure. At board 3, I'm at a low level of confidence, all right? Especially after the questionable result here. And then board 4, it's like, oh man, that's another confidence crusher because we have such a good heart fit, right? And playing hearts on this is so important because we have ways to get rid of all of our losers way more easily in the heart suit than we do in no trump. And then the last two, this second to last one's going to be pretty average, and 55.8 seems about right for board 7. Board 8, wow, 3 hearts down 2 is pretty darn good. I guess opening a no trump was a win, and I can see why. The opponents have a much easier auction if we just open a club. They have to have a Michael's bid right away and find their way somewhere good. But remember, folks, when they have 2 suits, we lead trump, right? And honestly, the best lead is the 3 of hearts, right? If I lead the 3 of hearts, I'm doing much better. Watch what I did. Like, this was the bad play, obviously. They could have gotten this right. And here it is. Okay, good. I don't feel as bad, right? Cashing the ace of clubs wasn't necessarily going to lead to more tricks than we got eventually. I'm not saying that is not the right thing to do. I'm saying luckily for me, it worked out okay to get those extra tricks. So that's it, folks. Above average, and I'm happy with that. I felt like I had at least 3 boards I could have done significantly better on. So and that proves out in the score, right? So we'll take it, and we'll see you next week for another weekend game. Enjoy Memorial Day, folks, and thank you all for your service out there, those of you that have served. And I'll see you next week for more weekly challenges. And don't forget, folks, the Bridge Quiz is back. It's live on YouTube, and I'm going to have a pretty solid schedule up, and I'll put that on bridgelesson.com this week. We won't hit every Wednesday, but we'll hit as many of them as we can for another Bridge Quiz. It's a fun hour of bridge, and it's right here for you live on YouTube Wednesday afternoons, Eastern Standard Time, 3:30 p.m., folks. I'll see you there, and I'll see you back at these tables. Ooh, one more thing, folks. I've had a little lag in adding you to the tournament, so if you've signed up in the last 2 to 3 weeks and you're not quite on there yet, you will be on there this week, doing a big update and getting all the names in there for more tournament play. So if you haven't been in and you've signed up within the last 3 weeks, you will be in very, very shortly. And if you've been playing for years, you never have to do anything. You're signed in for lifetime. So I will talk to you guys very soon. And until then, have a great time at those tables out there. Take care.